So the huge advantage of 3-note per string pentatonics, you might think that, hey, it's a shred thing, right? But it's not. And I'm going to show you why. When I started out and I saw Paul Gilbert's 3-note per string pentatonics, where you take the blues scale, which is not pentatonics, but the blues scale, and then you lay it out in octaves where you have 3-note per string. So you got the 5th, the 8th, and the 10th on the low E string. Then you got the 6th, the 7th, and the 10th on the A string. And you basically take that shape and then you replicate it on the two middle strings from the 7th, 10th, and 12th, right, on the D string, and then 8, 9, and 12 on the G string. And then you jump all the way up to the next octave in the 10th fret on the B string and play the 13th and the 15th. And then on the E string you play 11, 12, and 15th, right? That's kind of a cumbersome shape to play. Right? But it sounds pretty cool when you want to get that crazy sound. And the thing is that instead of having speed be something that is very difficult over here, you kind of put the strain on the left hand instead, because now you can play 3-note per string legato, which is way easier and faster, than 2-note. Than moving within the 2-note per string scenario here. But my claim is that these 3-note per string shapes here, or just an occasional string with 3 notes, can really help you when you use your normal first position minor pentatonic shape. So let's move to E, because there's less distance in between the frets here. And I'll just show you how you can take the first position here, where we have all the notes in the 12th fret, and then we have the 15th fret on the 2 top strings and on the bottom string, and the rest of the strings are in the 14th fret. So we go, right, first position minor pentatonic. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next position, which is that shape here, and I'm going to just notice that I can put an extra note on this string right there in the 17th fret. So I get 3 notes, and I can do the same thing on the next string in the same frets. And I'm not considering this shape here to be like one shape where I can play all the way down, like, because if I do that, I get twice of the, it's the same note, right? So if I play this 3-note per string shape down, then I get the same note twice, which is kind of cool, but also, a little bit hard to operate with if you don't want to play the same note all the time, right? So, but for now, I'm just marking out and saying, okay, the 2 top strings, which allows me to go, right? Which is, once you are over the stretching hysteria, where you're going, I can't stretch like that, it's impossible, I can't do it. And then you go practice it for long enough, and it becomes pretty easy. Because if you do this every day, then I promise you it's going to seem natural at some point. And then this is so much easier to do than, or, right? And suddenly you can go, right? As long as you don't come from one string to another using that same note there. You can do it, but, you can avoid it completely. So let's just move down here to the next shape. You got the 12th, the 14th, and the 16th fret on the G string. Right? Then you got the 12th, the 14th, and the 17th fret on the D. Right? And the same frets on the A string. And then you got the 12th, the 15th, and the 17th on the low E string. And just a little lick like this, just a simple little thing. You can do all across the whole shape here. Right? That you can mix and blend into your normal blues scale / pentatonic playing. It's extremely effective. So let's just do that. It's just 4 notes up and down basically, but I start in the 12th fret on the high E string. I pick the first note, and I'm just going to do the whole thing with the legato, and then we can add some alternate picking afterwards. So I pick that note, hammer onto 15, and hammer onto 17th, and then I pull off again. Down to 15, down to 12, Then I hit the 15th fret with an downstroke with this hand over here, and then an upstroke back to the first note again in the 12th fret on the E string, and that's basically. You can also use hybrid picking. Pick the note in the 15th fret on the B string with a downstroke. Use hybrid picking to pick the note on the E string with your middle finger, and then do the hammer on. Right? If you want to have that sound aggressive, or you want to do a really cool alternate picking exercise where you have some pauses in between the picking, then pick the first notes on the high E string and then pull them off afterwards. So you go pick, 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 and then pull off, and then upstroke, downstroke, right, to start it over again. So you have an inside string shift there. So you go up and then down, and then up and then down, and pull off, up on the B string, down on the high E string, up, down, pull off. Right? And you can do that on every string, because now you have that format. You can actually do the same thing on the next string, and but then you use the blue note right there in the 15th fret. Right? And I can do it on the G string, and I can go up, instead of going up the pentatonic, which sounds kind of lame if you're having that blues feeling or sound already. So I go 12, 14, and 15, and then hit the 14th on the D string. And you can also go back to using the Dorian 6 here in the 14th fret if you're on the B string, and you can go 12, 14, 15, and then pull off, and then hit the 14th fret on the G string. And then you can alternate between that and then right, so I go. Right, so that's extremely effective, and let's just go all the way down. So we covered the whole thing: 12, 14, 17 on the D string, and then use the 14th fret on the A string. Right, on the next string, the A string, I do the exact same thing. All right, same frets, 12, 14, 17, but then I hit the 15th fret as my extra note. All right, so now whenever you're doing your blues scale stuff, and it's a good idea to stop this little circular motion by using your third finger to hit a cool note, or up here, right? And practice that ending, right? We go to another string as well, all right? All right. Really have some fun picking out those notes and mixing this with your So that was today's shred lesson. You can of course do this with all of your pentatonic shapes, and you can do other sequences as well. But 3-note per string pentatonics or blues scale doesn't have to be this whole octave shape up and down the fretboard. You can just take bits and pieces of it and integrate it into your normal 2-note per string or 3-note, 2, 3-note in the blues scale playing, which is really effective. So I hope this was valuable to you. If so, remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and please leave a comment. And then I look forward to seeing you in one of the other videos popping up here.